Lila Dane had crossed half the country to marry Bart Hensley. He took one look at her beneath the Alder Spur depot sign, thumbs hooked in his yellow vest, and told the crowded remount yard, "That agency sent me the wrong woman." Men laughed. Then Jasper Mott gave her the worst news. Unless she married in town or signed herself onto the eastbound, her ticket money and trunk stayed under his control. Lila had been in Wyoming less than a minute, and already men were deciding what she was worth and what she was allowed to leave with. Before sundown, that decision would cost her more than a husband. Beside the auction rail, a lean cowboy with dust on his hat stopped rubbing down a dun mare. He did not laugh. The mare had a kind eye, 4 white hairs on her forehead, and a frayed blue lead rope. The cowboy's face was sun-browned and quiet, with a scar under his chin that looked older than his beard. Bart flicked 2 fingers at Lila's trunk, put her back on the eastbound. "Ticket money stays with the agency desk," said Jasper Mott, the remount boss, coming through the crowd with a black coat and a silver watch chain. "Unless the bride marries in town or signs return release." Lila looked from the empty depot platform to the dusty road beyond the horses. Then she looked at the dun mare. "How much for her?" The quiet cowboy tightened his hand on the rope, as if the mare might understand insult better than men did. $40 buys the mare, ma'am. It does not buy the man holding her rope." The crowd laughed again, but this time it had surprise in it. Lila looked him straight in the eyes. "Then, what does it cost if I need the rider too?" The cowboy's hand stilled. Color rose under the dust on his cheeks. Jasper Mott barked a laugh. "Hear that? Rejected before noon and shopping for another husband by noon 15. "I asked for a rider," Lila said. "A woman sent back on a train may still prefer the road." The cowboy took off his hat. "Name is Noah Creed." "Lila Dane." "Mercy is gentle," Noah said, touching the mare's neck. "Not fast, not pretty to men who like shine, but she'll bring a rider home if the rider tells the truth with her hands." "I have $36 in my reticule," Lila said. "4 more in my trunk, if Mr. Hensley has not already decided my trunk is wrong too." Bart's smile sharpened. "I will not touch it." "No," Jasper said. "I will. Her trunk is held until Mrs. Bell decides whether the agency fee is forfeit." Noah's eyes moved once toward Jasper, then back to Lila. "I can hold the mare until sundown for 36. "You cannot hold army stock," Jasper said. "Mercy is mine. Everything in this yard answers to my board during inspection week." Lila heard the threat under the words. Men like Jasper did not need to raise a fist. They owned chalkboards, feed accounts, locked trunks, and frightened people. She pulled the bride ticket from her glove and held it where the wind could slap it. "Then put my name on your board. Lila Dane, buyer of Mercy. 36 paid now, 4 due from my own trunk." Noah's mouth twitched, not quite a smile, more like a man hearing a tune he had forgotten was allowed. "You sure?" he asked softly. "No," Lila said, "but I am more sure of that mare than I am of any man who laughs at a woman for arriving." The livery women near the wash rack went quiet. One of them, a red-haired laundress, nodded before she caught herself. Jasper took a stick of chalk from his coat pocket. 36 paid, 4 due. But if that money is not in my hand by sundown, the mare comes back to inspection. "Not your hand," Noah said. "Mine." Jasper turned. Noah did not step back. "You do not sell my mare. You break horses in my yard. For wages, not ownership." Bart Hensley laughed again, meaner this time. "She has him trained already." Lila looked at Bart then, and the whole yard felt her looking. "No," I asked him. That took some of the noise away. Noah tied Mercy near the side rail and led Lila toward the livery office. He kept 2 full paces between them, careful as a man walking beside a skittish colt. That care unsettled Lila more than Bart's cruelty. She understood mockery. She understood being measured and found wanting. She did not yet understand a man who could have made a joke easier and chose not to. "Your trunk," Noah said, "is in Mott's freight room." "And my $4. "Maybe. You think he will steal it?" "I think Jasper Mott calls stealing by better names." At the livery office, Mrs. Hattie Bell sat behind the bride agency desk with her spectacles low on her nose. She had written Lila 3 letters in a warm hand, promising a respectable groom, a clean room before marriage, and a town where a woman could begin again. In person, Hattie looked smaller and harder, her black dress buttoned tight to the throat. "I am sorry, child," Hattie said before Lila spoke. Lila flinched at child, though she was 27 and had buried both parents and crossed half the country alone. "I need the money from my trunk," Lila said. Hattie's fingers folded over a ledger. "Mr. Mott has placed your trunk under agency hold." "On what right?" "On the right that you arrived for a marriage that did not take place. If you sign a return release, I can get you on the eastbound tomorrow." "With my money." Hattie looked toward the remount yard. Jasper was watching through the dusty window. "With enough to get you to Omaha." "My ticket was to Wyoming. My letters were to Wyoming. My answer is not for Omaha." Noah stood in the open doorway. He had not entered the office with her. He had not made himself her guard. Still, his shadow reached across the floorboards, and Jasper saw it. Hattie lowered her voice. "A rejected bride alone in a railhead town has fewer choices than pride admits. Then do not steal one of them." The old woman's eyes pinched. Lila turned and walked back outside before anger could shake her voice. Mercy lifted her head as Lila approached, and the sound she made was low and questioning. "She likes you," Noah said. "She pities me." "Mercy has never wasted pity." Lila held out her hand. The mare smelled of dust, sun, and sweet hay. When Mercy touched Lila's palm, the whole yard narrowed to that small, warm breath. "Why sell her?" Lila asked. Noah looked away. "Because hay costs money. Because I owe the blacksmith for shoes. Because Mott will take her for inspection if I do not move her first." "You love her." "That is why I put a price on her before he did." Lila stroked the mare's face, careful and slow. In the last stall, something bumped wood. Mercy's ears went sharp. "What is back there?" "Nothing for Mott's board." "Noah." He studied her for a long breath, then led her along the stalls to a half door. A small dun foal stood in the straw, all legs and white-starred face. The foal nosed the boards. Mercy answered with a soft nicker that made Lila's throat tighten. "Her colt?" Lila asked. "Filly, born early. If Mott sees her, he will claim Mercy as breeding stock and sell both through the remount list. So the price is not $40. "No." "What is it?" "Enough to get them out before the inspection." Lila looked at the foal, then at Mercy, then at Noah. "And you?" He gave a short breath that might have been a laugh if it had not sounded so pained. "I told you, men are not sold with horses." "Good," she said. "Then you may be hired separate." This time Noah did smile, small and startled. "As what?" "Guide, witness, man with sense enough not to laugh. Those wages may be higher than $40. I have been rejected by a man in a yellow vest before dinner, Lila said. Let me spend tomorrow being ambitious. For one clean second, the trouble around them loosened. Noah looked at her like she had opened a window in a boarded room. If you like frontier romances where a woman gets to choose her own road, subscribe and ride along. Then Jasper Mott shouted from the yard, Creed. Noah's face closed. Jasper stood beside Mercy now, running a hand along the mare's neck, as if testing meat. Quartermaster Clerk wants every sound mare under tag before dark. She is sold, Noah said. 36 paid on a $40 price is not sold. Lila stepped between Jasper and the mare. Then let me into my trunk. Jasper smiled down at her. Sign return release. No. Then the trunk stays, the $4 stays, and the mare waits where I put her. Bart Hensley leaned on the rail. Take the train, Miss Dane. Wyoming is hard on women who overbid. Lila did not answer him. She watched Noah instead. He had both fists at his sides, the kind of stillness that comes before a man ruins his own life. Do not fight over my money, she said. I was not thinking of money. Then do not fight over me either. The words struck him. He looked down, ashamed and grateful at once. Jasper snapped his fingers at 2 wranglers. Tag the mare. Noah moved then, not toward Jasper, but toward Mercy. He untied the frayed blue rope and placed it in Lila's hand. Hold her, he said. Lila took the rope. Mercy's head lowered beside her shoulder. Jasper's face reddened. You are done in my yard, Creed. I was done the day I let you call cruel handling business. The yard went silent. Jasper stepped close. Say that again. No, it did not. Lila felt Mercy's rope tremble. The foal bumped the stall again. One wrangler glanced that way and quickly looked down. Jasper heard the bump. His eyes narrowed. Open that stall. Noah moved before Lila did, but she gripped the rope harder. No, she said. Jasper laughed. You bought the mare, not the air she breathes. I put money down on Mercy, Lila said. If her foal follows her, that is because she is a mother, not because you own the wind. The livery women murmured. Noah's eyes flashed toward Lila with something more dangerous than gratitude. Hope, maybe. Hope is dangerous when it has been starved. Jasper did not open the stall then. He was too clever to steal in full daylight while too many mouths were warm from gossip. He only smiled. At sundown, Jasper said, $4 short means Mercy goes onto my inspection line. Once she's tagged, your 36 stays disputed with everything else. By late afternoon, Alder Spur had swallowed Lila's story and spit out 3 meaner versions. In one, she had tricked Bart. In another, Noah had been paid to take damaged goods. In the third, she had come west with no money at all and tried to buy a man because no man would choose her free. Lila carried water from the pump to Mercy and kept her face calm. Noah brushed the mare's shoulder. You do not have to stand here hearing it. If I hide, they will think I am ashamed. Are you? She looked at him. Yes, but not of what I did. His hand slowed on the brush. I am ashamed that I wore my best gloves to be inspected like a crate. Noah's voice dropped. Decency does not cost 40. No, a mare does. That startled a laugh out of her, small but real. Mercy flicked an ear as if approving. Noah looked pleased enough that Lila had to look away. At dusk, Hattie came with the return paper folded in her hand. Bart followed at a distance, pretending not to. Last chance, Hattie said. I can still put you on tomorrow's train. With all my money. With enough. Enough is a word men use when they have kept the rest. Hattie flushed. I have helped many women survive worse than pride. Then help one survive with hers intact. Hattie looked at Noah. Mr. Creed cannot marry you out of this. Noah's jaw tightened. Lila answered first. I did not ask him to. You asked if he came with the mare. I asked if he could ride. The difference sat there between the three of them, plain as a fence. Hattie held out the paper. Sign, Lila. For a moment, Lila wanted to. She wanted the train, the known misery, the East where no one had seen Bart laugh. She wanted to stop being brave in front of strangers. Then Mercy called to the hidden foal, soft and low. Lila folded the paper once and handed it back. No. Hattie closed her eyes. Jasper Mott did not wait for sundown. He came while Noah was in the blacksmith shed arguing over a shoe nail, and he brought 3 wranglers with him. Lila was filling the water trough when she heard Mercy's sharp snort. By the time she turned, Jasper had a fresh red tag in his hand and a bridle over Mercy's head. That mare is under inspection hold, he said. She is under my hand money. Your hand money is short. Lila dropped the bucket and stepped in front of the mare. Where is Noah? Noah Creed is no longer remount crew. One wrangler would not meet her eyes. Another held the stall door shut where the foal trembled inside. Jasper tied the red tag to Mercy's bridle. Lila saw the number on it, 7. Mercy's old blue sail tag had been 9. That is not her tag, Lila said. Jasper's smile went flat. A rejected bride from Missouri knows army tags now. I know the number I bought. You bought nothing. Noah came running from the blacksmith shed. He stopped when he saw the tag, and in that instant, Lila understood the trap. Jasper lifted his voice for the yard. Noah Creed underpriced remount stock and tried to pass army property to a woman for private sale. Noah's face went white under the dust. That is a lie, Lila said. Then prove it. Jasper held up the red tag. Men turned. Hattie stood on the boarding house porch with both hands at her throat. Bart smiled from the freight scale. Noah looked at Lila. Do not spend your name on me. You gave me Mercy's rope. A rope is not proof. No, she said, but a frightened man looking away is. The wrangler by the stall door flinched. Jasper saw it. Ben, take that foal to the back pen. The young stable boy near the stall swallowed. He could not have been more than 17, all elbows and fear. He reached for the latch. Lila stepped between him and the door. No. Jasper's voice hardened. Move. Noah moved toward Jasper then, but Lila held up one hand without looking back. If Noah fights, she said, you win. If Ben opens that door because he is afraid, you still win. So you will have to make me move yourself, Mr. Mott, with all these witnesses watching. Nobody breathed. Jasper did not touch her. He did not need to. He only turned to the wranglers. Lock her trunk in the freight room. Put the mare in the remount line. If Creed sets foot past the wash rack, tie his wages to the shoe bill. The wranglers obeyed. That night, Lila sat in the hayloft above Mercy's empty stall and listened to the foal cry. Noah climbed the ladder after midnight. He stopped 2 rungs below the loft floor, leaving distance even in the dark. You should sleep at the boarding house, he said. Hattie locked my room until I sign. His hands tightened on the ladder rails. I will get the key. No, Lila. It was the first time he had used her name without Miss in front of it. The sound hit harder than it should have. "If you break a lock," she said, "Jasper owns the story by morning." Noah breathed through his nose. "Then what?" She pointed down into the stall. In the straw near the foal pen, a red tag string had caught on a nail. The tag itself was missing, but the string was stained with the same blue chalk Noah had used on Mercy's sail mark. "Ben switched the tag because Jasper told him to," she said, "but he dropped part of the old string. That will not clear me. Number Ben will. Ben's mother owes Mott for medicine. Then we need more than Ben." Noah climbed one more rung. I paid $36, Lila said. "That buys me the right to be foolish about my own mare." "And the rider?" She looked at him in the dark. "The rider is not bought." Noah lowered his head. They waited until the yard quieted. Then Lila climbed down, lifted the foal's latch, and slipped inside. The little filly trembled against her skirt. Noah stood outside the stall, hands visible, giving both woman and animal room. "She needs her mother," Lila whispered. "So do most creatures," Noah said. There was old pain in his voice. Lila did not ask for it. The night was not wide enough for every grief. Instead, she touched the foal's white-starred face. "Tomorrow, Mercy will come if this little one calls. Mott will say trained horses answer any sound. Then his men must decide whether they are men or shadows." Noah looked at her, as if she had put a match to dry grass. "He will hurt you if he can," he said. "He already tried to send me away without my money, my trunk, or my name. That is not the same as standing in front of him." "No," Lila said. "It is worse. A woman can survive being afraid. It is harder to survive being made small." Noah's hand closed around the stall rail. "I want to ride beside you tomorrow." Her breath caught. "Not as a claim," he said. "Not as payment. A woman with a road of her own is worth waiting beside." "Then wait until I have one," she said. He nodded. "I can do that." For more clean frontier romances built on choice, subscribe. At dawn, Hattie came again. This time she carried Lila's blue reticule and a train ticket. Lila stood behind the depot water barrel with cold hands. Her trunk was still locked in the freight room. Mercy was in the remount line beyond the auction rail. Noah was nowhere in sight because Jasper had set him hauling sacks in the back lot under the eye of two men. Hattie held out the ticket. "Take it." "Is my money in there?" "Some." "How much?" $12. Lila laughed once. It had no joy in it. "I came with 40. You paid 36. For a mare your Mr. Mott stole back." Hattie's lips trembled. "He is not my Mr. Mott." "Then stop acting as his hand." The older woman looked toward the remount yard. "My desk stays open because Jasper lets brides pass through town. Widows do not keep roofs by making enemies of men who own feed accounts." "No," Lila said. "They keep roofs until the roof belongs to him too." Hattie flinched as if struck. "Sign," she whispered, "please." Lila took the ticket. For one dangerous moment, paper safety warmed her palm. Eastbound, away from Bart's laugh, away from Jasper's chalkboard, away from Noah Creed's careful eyes, which might be the most dangerous thing of all because they made her want a future when she had barely saved the present. The train whistle sounded down the line. Lila looked at the ticket, then at the remount yard, where Mercy stood with her head high and the wrong red tag on her bridle. She tore the ticket in half. Hattie made a broken sound. "I am not going east for $12 and a lie," Lila said. Then she walked back to the yard. The army inspection had drawn half of Alder Spur to the rail. Jasper Mott wore his black coat brushed clean. A quartermaster clerk with a sandy mustache stood near the sailboard, trying to look important and nervous at the same time. "Every horse sound?" the clerk asked. "Sound enough for government work," Jasper said. And the crowd chuckled because they knew how much truth the government usually bought. Lila moved along the wash rack where the wranglers gathered. Ben stood at the end, pale and hollow-eyed. "Ben," she said. He jerked. "Miss Dane, I cannot. I did not ask yet. My ma will lose credit. If Jasper keeps growing bigger on everyone else's fear, what will your mother's credit by next month?" Ben's eyes filled, but he looked away. The red-haired laundress from yesterday stepped near the rack with a basket on her hip. "I saw the blue tag, too." Ben whispered, "Mrs. Vale." "I wash Jasper's shirts," the laundress said. "I do not wash his sins." Two wranglers shifted. One of them, a broad man named Pike who had not met Lila's eyes the day before, took a pen key from his pocket and laid it on the lower rail without looking at her. Lila closed her fingers around it. Noah saw from the back lot. For a second, she thought he would run to her. He did not. He only lifted his chin once, as if saying the road was hers. That almost undid her. Jasper began calling numbers. Horses were led past the clerk one by one. When Mercy's turn came, Jasper took her rope himself. "Number 7, he said. "Done mare 8 years sound." Mercy tossed her head, searching for the foal. Lila stepped into the ring. The clerk frowned. "Ma'am, this is inspection ground." "Then inspect," Lila said. Jasper's smile vanished. "Get her out." No one moved. Lila lifted her voice. "That mare was sold to me yesterday as Mercy under blue sale tag 9. Mr. Mott switched her into remount tag 7 after I refused to sign away my return money." Jasper laughed. "Rejected bride grief makes wild stories." "Not wild," Lila said. "Simple." She walked to the small pen beside the stall row and unlocked it. The foal came out on shaking legs. Mercy screamed. Every head in the yard turned. The mare tore the rope from Jasper's hand, not with violence, but with the strength of a mother done pretending. She crossed the ring straight to Lila and the foal. Lila caught the frayed blue rope hanging beneath the red bridle and stood still, while Mercy pushed her nose against the foal's neck. The crowd went silent enough to hear the clerk's pencil drop. Jasper lunged for the mare. "Hold that horse." Noah stepped into his path. Jasper shoved him. "You are fired." "You said that yesterday." "Then you are blacklisted." Noah's shoulders squared. "From men who steal mares from rejected brides." A murmur rolled through the yard. Jasper pointed at the wranglers. "Pike, Ben, take the mare now." Pike did not move. Ben shook so hard his hat brim quivered, but he said, "I switched the tag because you told me." One wrangler let his numbered lead drop into the dust. Another stepped away from Jasper without being told. Nobody bent to pick it up. Jasper turned on him. "You little liar." The laundress stepped forward. I saw Jasper hand him the red tag. Another wrangler spat into the dust. "I held the stall door. I am done holding it." The clerk backed away from the sale board. "Mr. Mott, if there is disputed stock, I cannot certify." "You certify what I tell you," Jasper snapped. "Or your captain waits 3 weeks for horses." There it was, the last defense, not truth, leverage. Lila kept one hand on Mercy's rope and one on the foal's neck. Then let the captain wait for honest horses. Jasper swung toward the money box on the inspection table. Inspection is closed. All deposits stay until legal review. He grabbed the box handle. Noah did not reach him first. Lila did. She stepped across Jasper's path and set Mercy's lead rope across the money box. The mare followed, broad shoulder blocking the table. The foal pressed to Lila's skirt. Jasper could have shoved Lila aside, but not with Mercy's teeth bared and the whole yard watching. That box holds my $36 and Noah Creed's wages, Lila said. How many other people's money is in there, Mr. Mott? The clerk found his courage at the edge of ruin. He pulled Jasper's chalk board from its stand and laid it flat in the dust. No certification until the captain hears this, he said. His voice cracked, but the words carried. Until the captain reviews this, you do not tag another horse, hold another deposit, or direct this inspection. The clerk put one hand on Jasper's money box. This stays with the inspection until every hold is reviewed. You are done directing this yard today. Jasper raised his hand. Noah caught his wrist. The movement was quick, controlled, and finished before it became a fight. Do not, Noah said. Jasper looked around for obedience and found faces instead. Men he had paid, women he had dismissed, a boy he had frightened, a bride he had priced wrong from the start. Hattie Bell came through the crowd with Lila's trunk key in one hand and a small purse in the other. I held her money, Hattie said, her voice thin but clear. Jasper told me to keep agency fees from brides who did not marry in town. I kept it because I was afraid of losing my desk. Lila looked at her. Hattie held out the purse. $28 left after the deposit. The rest is in the box. Say it to them, Lila said. Hattie turned to the yard. Lila Dane did not cheat anyone. She was owed her own money and her own answer. Your desk is closed, the laundress said. Hattie bowed her head. Yes. Jasper made one last try for Bart Hensley. You brought this woman here. Speak up. Bart looked at Lila, at Noah, at the mare, and finally at the crowd that had stopped laughing. His yellow vest seemed brighter than courage. I do not know her, he said. Lila smiled then, not kindly, not cruelly, freely. That is the first honest thing you have said. The clerk opened the money box and counted Noah's wages, Lila's deposit, and 3 other disputed holds onto the table. Ben took the red tag from Mercy's bridle with shaking fingers and put the old blue string back through the ring. Noah watched it all without touching Lila, without claiming a victory that was hers. When the money lay in Lila's hand, she counted $4 and placed them in Noah's palm. Paid in full, she said. He closed his fingers around the coins, then opened them again and tried to give them back. Keep it for road food. No, I bought Mercy. Then she is yours. And the foal. Mercy will tell you that answer before I do. Lila looked down. The foal was nosing her skirt string. The yard laughed then, but it was not the same laughter. It had warmth in it, relief, shame turning, if not into goodness, then at least into quieter behavior. The clerk cleared his throat. Creed, the captain may still hire a remount breaker if Mott's contract fails. Noah looked at Lila first. That look did what no promise could have done. It asked without taking. Work is work, Lila said. Road is road, Noah answered. Choose yours. I can earn wages tomorrow, he said. Today I said I would see a buyer and mare safe to the bend. The clerk blinked. You would leave a government job. Noah put on his hat. For one afternoon, not forever. Hattie brought Lila's trunk herself. The old woman set it beside Mercy and did not ask forgiveness. "I will send every woman whose money I held a written account," Hattie said. "Mrs. Vale and Reverend Cole can witness the desk." "You will not send them alone," Lila said. "You will send the money." Hattie swallowed. Yes. That was enough for the day. Repair had begun where fear had once sat collecting fees. Noah saddled Mercy with a worn stock saddle and adjusted the cinch with slow hands. Lila noticed he explained each buckle before he touched anything near her skirt. She mounted from the block by herself, though her hands shook. Mercy stood steady. At the remount gate, Noah took an old bay gelding from Pike. Pike nodded once. "Bring him back by dark." "I will," Noah said. Lila gathered Mercy's reins. The foal, too young for a long road, stayed in the side pen under Mrs. Vale's watch until Mercy returned. That was the agreement Lila made in front of everyone. Her mare, her money, her road, her timing. No one spoke over it. Noah rode beside her through the yard, but not too close. At the gate, Lila stopped. The whole town seemed to hold still. She looked back at Bart. "You were right about one thing. You do not know me." Then she touched her heels to Mercy, and the mare carried her out of Alder Spur first. At the edge of the yard, Mercy paused beside the foal pen and called once. Lila looked back, not for permission, but to make the promise plain. "I am coming back for her before dark," she said. "Not because anyone holds me here, because she is mine to tend." Mrs. Vale lifted one hand. Ben opened the pen wider so the foal could see her mother leave and return. That small act mattered. Yesterday, every door in Alder Spur had closed around Lila. Now one frightened boy held a gate open because the truth had cost him something and changed him. Noah followed after 3 horse lengths. The road west bent around a rise of sage and red dirt. Past that bend, the town could no longer see them. The wind opened. The rail noise thinned. Lila rode until Alder Spur became a scatter of roofs behind her, and the humiliation of the morning loosened its hand from her throat. Only then did she stop. Noah reined in at a respectful distance. "Road forks here. North goes to the Sweetwater stage. South goes to open ranch country. East goes back. And west, rough country. Is it good country? Some. Do you ride it?" When asked, she looked at him over Mercy's mane. The question from the auction rail came back between them, changed by dust, courage, and the price both had paid. "Ride beside me to the bend, Noah Creed," she said. "After that, ask me proper." His face changed slowly, like sunrise taking its time. "Ask you what? Whether I still need the rider. And if you do not, then ask whether I want him." Noah took off his hat. He did not grin. He did not rush. He looked at the road under her mare's feet, then at Lila as if memorizing the difference between rescue and choice. "Miss Dane," he said, "may I court you while you decide where your road belongs?" Lila felt tears rise, but they did not shame her. "You may ride beside me while I decide." "That is enough." "No," she said, smiling. "It is a beginning." If this frontier romance stayed with you, subscribe for more clean, romantic Wild West stories built on choice and earned home. They turned back before dark because the foal needed mercy. At the remount yard, Mrs. Vale had fresh hay in the pen. Ben had painted Mercy's name on a clean board without being asked. Jasper Mott's black coat was gone from the office hook, and his chalkboard lay blank in the dust. Lila dismounted on her own. Noah waited until both her boots were in the dust before he came near. She took Noah's $4 from her pocket and pressed them back into his palm. He frowned. "You paid." "For mercy." "Then why give this back?" "Because tomorrow I am hiring a writer." His hand closed around the coins. "Guides charge by the mile." "Good," she said. "Courtship should not be the only thing a woman gets honestly billed for." Noah laughed then, full and surprised, and the sound made the livery women smile into their work. At sundown, Lila laid Mercy's frayed blue rope across the stall rail, her trunk at her feet and the foal asleep behind her. Noah waited outside the open gate, hat in his hands. Lila lifted the latch from inside, opened the gate herself, and stepped out to meet him.